You're listening to a podcast on the Geeky Dad Podcast Network.
I'm the Geeky Dad, and I'm here with
Rayon and Ariana. And we're the Multiverse Kids.
Yeah, and we're going to be doing a full review of Ahsoka, Season 1, right?
There's only one season.
Yeah, or AKA Rebels Season 5.
Yes.
Basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we did a review of Rebels Seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you want to listen to that and you didn't listen to that already, you should before you listen to this one. And if you haven't seen Rebels Season 1, 2, 3, 4, and you go and watch Ahsoka, well, I think that's just poopy-headed. Right.
I think that you would not even understand it. You wouldn't even know who's four the character. You wouldn't know who anyone is.
I mean,
except for Ahsoka.
Not even Ahsoka. I mean,
you have to watch Mando to know that.
Not even. I bet you people who watch Mando didn't even know that much about her. They just thought she was just like a regular Jedi.
Yeah, a new person that they just added.
They probably didn't know her backstory, like she was like Anakin's apprentice or anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They thought she was just some random Jedi a new random Jedi that they're gonna make it be about.
Well, the way they introduced her in Mando, she could have been anybody.
Yes.
Because she was just a random Jedi in that story.
Yes.
But in that story, in Mando Season 2, she fought Morgan.
Elizabeth.
Not
Elizabeth. It's just Elizabeth.
Whatever.
It's not that hard.
It's not a very intimidating name.
Sounds like it's a regular name.
She should have had a more...
I'm Morgan Elsbeth.
She should have had a more,
scary name.
Scary, Nisa, Nosa, or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so they fought each other in that episode. She met Mando, and the Mando asked her, "Can you train Grogu?" So we know she said no because she doesn't like to be a teacher. It seems.
Yeah, and she technically did not finish her training.
Yeah, so she was also looking for Thrawn, and Morgan knew.
Yes.
Thrawn
is basically one of the biggest bad guys, the bad guy in Season 4, right?
3 and 4.
Yeah, Season 3 and 4.
Of Rebels.
And also, he's a big planet, always thinks ahead. And whenever he loses, he's like, "Oh, I almost got killed, but it's okay.
No,
it was
but
all a part of my plan."
You have to say it in his voice. Say it in his voice. Okay, no! That's not how he sounds, right?
I don't know. You have to do it.
He's always very slow and very... He talks like this. I planned that to happen. We lost today, but the pieces are in the right spot for us to do the next plan in our mission.
Plan? What the what?
I don't know. That's what he talks like. Yeah. And the same guy that played the character in the animated series is playing him in real life.
Yes.
Now,
so far, Ahsoka has been in Clone Wars, the movie where she was introduced. Clone Wars, the series.
Yeah.
Which is literally all about her.
Well...
Technically all about her. Most of it is all about her.
Some of it, yes.
Most of it.
She was not in Season 6 at all.
She was in Season 7.
Yes, but she wasn't in 6 at all.
Yeah, I mean, she was not a part
not
of the
even a
order.
cameo.
Yeah, because she was gone.
Yes. And she has not been in Bad Batch.
No.
She should, though.
Yeah. And she was in Rebels. And she was in The Mandalorian.
And she was in Tales of the Jedi.
Tales of the Jedi, yes. And she was also in Book of Boba Fett.
And also in that those little animated shorts.
Forces of Destiny.
Yes. Which
actually has Ezra in it.
Where they showed her training Ezra.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And it showed her Sabine and her brother.
So let's run down each episode. We start with episode 1.
Part 1.
Yes. Well, I'll call it episode 1. So what's the name of that episode, Ariana?
Part 1. Master and Apprentice.
And who's the master and apprentice?
It's Ahsoka and Sabine.
You sure?
If you don't know who Sabine...
You sure it's not Balin and Shin?
No. If you don't know who Sabine is, she is the Mandalorian girl in Rebels.
Now, we're introduced to 2 new bad guys in this episode.
Balin Skull.
And...
Shin.
Hati.
Really?
Or Hottie, as some people say. Right? As Rand calls her Hottie because he has a crush on her.
What? Oh. Stop, I don't!
He has a thing for blondes.
Shin. I didn't even know her last
name.
He
has a thing for evil girls for some reason.
I didn't even know.
He's just like Batman.
I didn't even know she had a last name. I just thought her name was just Shin.
Yeah, so we're introduced to these new bad guys, and they seem to be working for Morgan, and they break her out of prison.
Yes.
And we find out that Ahsoka is trying to find this map, and apparently this map might take her
to Ezra Bridger.
Ezra is the basically the star of Rebels. He's a young little Jedi
who becomes the most powerful Jedi ever.
I don't know about that.
One.
But yeah, he's a pretty powerful Jedi.
But the most strongest. Kanan is the best. No.
Kanan was his mentor.
Luke and Anakin are.
Well, they're not in this story.
Yeah. In the last episode of Rebels, Ezra. The best is Ezra. Shush. He's on a big Star Destroyer with Thrawn.
Thrawn's destroyer. I think it's called the Chimera.
And the Star Whales are there, and they attach to the ship. And he's like, "Oh, I must stay here to see what happens." And then they jump into hyperspace. And Sabine has Ezra's lightsaber.
Yeah. So we catch up with the crew of Rebels now. Only Sabine is on Lothal, and she's still all sour face over Ezra, right?
Yes. When at the beginning she didn't even want Ezra.
Well, you know.
In the beginning of the seasons, Ezra was in love with Sabine.
I think they should make them fall in love, but whatever. I don't like that whole business oh, I think of you as a sister. No way.
Yeah, no way.
That's just lame.
Uh-huh.
You had the hots for her always on the show, okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So, we find out that Ahsoka used to train Sabine. We don't see no flashbacks.
During this 10 years.
Which is something that they don't do in Star Wars is they never show flashbacks. I always hate that.
I know, right?
They should do that. Unless you're in a bacta tank, and that's the only time you get flashbacks.
Yeah, almost the entire...
And they had the perfect opportunity to do that because at the end of this episode, Shin basically kills Sabine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason that is because a lot of spoilers here. Ahsoka got the map and she brings it to Sabine to try to figure it out, right?
Yes.
And we also meet
Sabine has the artist eye.
Yeah, and we also meet the coolest robot in Star Wars,
Huyang. And we find out in one of
voiced by Mr. Doctor Who himself, David Tennant. Okay?
Mr. Doctor Who.
Yes.
And near the end episode, you find out a big secret.
What?
Hu Yang was the one who was telling all the Star Wars stories.
I mean, that's
We're
the
not up to that.
that's the theory. Now we're up to the second episode, right? What's it called, Rayon?
Part 2, Toil and Trouble.
Yeah, that's like something riches always say, right? Oh, we didn't reveal that Morgan Elsbeth is a Dathomir witch.
We are not up to that.
Yes, we are. We're up to part 2.
Part 2 is not about that.
No, they reveal she's a witch in that.
No, they revealed that when
No.
they get to...
She said she's a Dathomir witch. And then the Shin is like, she's a witch. I don't like witches. She scares a witch. So,
And that one.
we also find out Sabine did not die, right?
Yes, somehow.
Apparently,
Somehow.
she's immune to being stabbed in the chest.
Yeah, without best
Oh, wait, maybe women are immune to that.
Why? Why
Because,
do you say that?
because Reva got stabbed in the chest,
Who's it? Oh, yeah.
and she lived.
Yeah, but she had force powers.
So does Sabine.
No, she... I mean...
But Qui-Gon got stabbed in the same way. And he died. Like a punk.
Yeah, he was only in like one movie. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, that's so lame.
Yeah, he was like in one movie.
Look, he was ready to attack them.
Wait, didn't Obi-Wan get stabbed too?
Yes.
I feel like everyone has been stabbed.
Except for like Luke.
Yes.
Yeah, all that's happened to him is just his hand getting cut off and him going inside that thing's body.
Yeah, so
And us killing him in Lego Star Wars.
this second episode we actually flash back to the last scene from Rebels.
Yes, literally the last scene ever.
So we find out that last scene of Rebels actually took place 10 years later.
Yes.
And now
And we thought all this time it was like immediately after.
I thought so too. And now Sabine and Ahsoka and Hera
Hera
yeah
has a kid named Jaden, which we find out is
Jason.
oh Jason. Jason Sadula's bad. Just saying.
Yeah, we found out that he's evil. He's going to try
No,
to kill us.
no.
That was in the comics. Jason
No.
Sola.
It's Jason Solo.
Yeah, but they stole the name from Jason
That's
Solo.
probably like an Easter egg.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's why Jason Sadula's bad.
No. I don't think he's gonna
Solo.
I don't think he's gonna turn bad. I think he's good. His mom is good. He's not a bad parent like Han Solo and Leia. You know. And he didn't have a bad uncle like Luke.
Yeah. Luke was the worst uncle ever.
What?
If he was so good, he would never have had like his nephew turn bad. Okay,
Exactly.
he probably didn't play games with him. He was always like strict, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow, I think this episode we see Ahsoka fighting in space, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, maybe that's part 3.
I feel like that was part 3.
That's part 3. By the way, what's the episode part 3 called?
Time to fly.
That was me.
Yeah, so, yeah, in that one we see Hera and the ghost and Chopper.
Chopper is the best.
Yeah, Chopper. Yeah. And we find out that the bad guys are building this giant thing.
Hyperspace ring.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, didn't they use that in the other things? I feel like they used that in Clone Wars.
No, they did a smaller version of that. This
Yeah.
is now a bigger version.
Yeah, very, very big.
I think Obi-Wan used it in one of the movies too.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yeah, so in part 3...
Hyperspace ring to get to Thrawn.
Yeah, so
But
part...
they need the map to get the coordinates.
Yeah. And we also... we forgot to talk about Marek.
Morok. Everybody on the internet thought he was Ezra, but no.
It would have been better if it was, actually.
Yeah.
No, is it
But
wrong?
then he gets killed very easily.
Because, there was nothing to him.
Yeah.
He
just like literally gets killed off.
He gets killed off so easy.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be a big character.
I know, right?
But when you
He
found
acts
out
like a big
he's
character.
Thrawn.
No, he was not Thrawn.
He was definitely not Thrawn.
He was a smoke monster.
I said we could have found out that he was Thrawn or something cool.
Exactly.
It'd be cool if you was Snoke. A young Snoke.
Who's Snoke?
You're okay. I have no words for him. Snoke is like the bad guy in the Rey movies.
How would
Right.
I know about the Rey movies?
You saw the Rey movies. Wait, did he see the
I
Rey
don't know.
movies?
I don't know.
I deleted them from my mind because I don't need to know about them.
Okay, so now we're up to episode 4.
Fallen Jedi.
Yeah, so Hera, is getting in trouble because she's helping Ahsoka. Nobody believes her. She wants to get a crew together to go help Ahsoka go to this weird planet,
Yeah.
right?
While Ahsoka fights Marok.
Yeah,
Doesn't he get killed off?
that's the one. That's the episode where he gets killed. Yeah,
Yes.
but also
Literally in the 4th episode. Which is
that
sad.
is also the episode where Ahsoka battles Balin.
No.
Balin's skull. And she dies.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Ahsoka dies.
I guess both of them die. I guess dying is very...
I mean,
Important.
Yes.
yeah, and
She actually does die.
So like, also Sabine, like, gives up and gives them the map.
Yeah, because she's dumb.
Like, yeah, she really.
That's number 5.
No, that was the end of 4.
Yeah, that was the end of 4. Don't
Yeah,
you?
because it ended in a cliffhanger. It ended basically she fell off a cliff.
Language.
You know, she literally fell off a cliff.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, number 6.
Number 5. Shadow Warrior.
So Shadow Warrior, what is that about?
So
That should be your favorite episode.
yes,
Exactly, right?
Because Ahsoka has to fight the best Jedi, Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, and it's about... And it was... and it had scenes from Clone Wars.
Yes, we actually got to see scenes from Clone Wars.
We're still up to number 5.
Oh yes, episode 5, the Shadow Warrior.
It sounds so cool, like the Shadow Warrior.
Ahsoka has to fight Anakin.
That would have been a better name for a villain.
Ahsoka has to fight
Exactly, instead of Marok.
Anakin as Sabine
So wait,
has to go with the bad guys, and
was-
Hera tries to save everyone.
Was Anakin the Shadow Warrior? Who was the Shadow Warrior?
Anakin.
Why?
Because he's a shadow.
Okay.
He's a warrior.
I guess he's in the world between worlds.
All the people.
I think all the Force Ghosts are there.
Is that where they hang out? Is that like a bar?
Yeah, I guess. They just like go there like every day, like, oh hey everybody, we're gonna look at
They shoulda had
some dead whales.
They should have had a scene where, like, they're in the cantina and they go to meet, Qui-Gon and, Obi-Wan and
Yeah.
Yoda.
Yeah, if the Force if Anakin was there, why didn't he tell Ahsoka about what's happening at Thrawn's place?
Well, I mean, I don't know. He was just trying to train her, I guess, because she never finished her training. Right? I guess.
Of course, yeah.
What would have been good if they did like a movie, but it's Clone Wars with real people. That would be good. That way, people who are like don't want to watch animated shows, because a lot of people, like a lot of adults, think like cartoons are just for kids, but
I feel offended.
a lot of cartoons are adultish.
Exactly, Velma. I will never watch that.
That's a bad.
Don't watch that.
I will not even watch that.
That's a.
When I'm an adult, I will not watch
Don't
that.
talk about it on a kids show.
I mean, some of those Batman animated movies are very adult.
Yes.
Yes.
Most Batman movies are adult.
Oh.
Not all of them, but some
most
of them.
animated movies.
yeah,
Most Batman animated movies.
But yeah, whatever. So this episode we saw Anakin and Ahsoka fighting each other. We saw some of Hera.
We saw Jason Sandula.
Yeah. Now Jason Sandula, I think
Salduna.
Saldona?
Sandula.
Sandula? Yeah. This kid, I think he could be like the star of the show one day. Like,
Instead of it being Rey, they should just be in another
like this
universe.
kid, they're hinting that this kid could be very powerful. Even at a young age. He's pretty knowledgeable with the Force.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I hope in the next movie they kind of have him have a bigger spotlight. You know? What do you think, Rian?
Yes.
But unfortunately, we don't see him again after this episode.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, they talk about him, but they
now
don't.
6, far, far away.
Which proves that Hu Yang is
Guy.
What?
narrated.
Well,
Also, just saying,
I guess.
Ahsoka is barely in this episode. She's in it like for 5 minutes. Not even.
Is she?
Yeah.
Okay,
Far,
now,
far away.
but you know, they take Ahsoka basically comes back alive, okay, and
She gets resurrected.
well, I don't know
that
about
was
that.
in part 5. In part 5, she got resurrected.
No, but I'm saying like at the end of that, she goes inside the whale's mouth, and she
Like
she
Jabu
talks
Ja-
she talks to them. Now, this is something you don't see much in the show because we see like when Ezra was young, he used to control animals.
Yeah. I don't think she did that in the Clone Wars.
Well, I mean, a couple of times she like rode like a giant beast and flew with it, didn't she? A couple of
I
times.
mean, yeah. She talked to the owl.
But I'm saying Ezra didn't do that in this show.
Yeah.
Usually he's the
Did
one.
he like lose his power or something? Like,
I don't know. To me, they made Ezra too jokey.
And 2.
but he is jokey.
Not really. The last 2 seasons, he was a little bit more serious. And if
And nobody likes him when he's serious.
and if he's alone on that planet and he's been killing people all this time, you'd think he'd be more serious.
I mean, yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
he'd be
If I was like that, I'd be like so serious.
I thought he'd be going crazy.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. I'd be going mentally crazy, killing people every day.
Especially you can't talk to nobody. Nobody understands what you're talking about.
Yeah.
All he has is like these turtle people. Okay, okay.
I would be depressed.
We're going a little ahead of ourselves, but yeah, this episode 6 is called Far Far Away, and
Now part 7.
we finally get
On part 6 still.
we
We
finally
finally see Ezra.
no part 6 we finally see Thrawn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, we get to see the 3 witches, and you know, I think at the end of this we actually get to meet Ezra. Sabine meets Ezra, remember?
Yeah, Ezra.
Who looks like, you know, like a Jesus.
Oh my God.
He does.
He looks like an old man.
He looks like Space Jesus.
What?
Okay, how about we stop?
Well, that's what he looks like. I'm telling you.
How about we stop?
No. That's what he looks like. Everybody's calling him that online. Okay?
Online, you are not.
Okay?
Ugh.
And apparently, you know, he can't shave. Right?
Yeah, if he had his lightsaber, he'd be shaving easily.
No.
Yeah, all you gotta do is like.
What did he eat? Because that planet looks like it has nothing.
He turned into a cannibal.
Did he eat like those pig, dog, horse thingies?
No, he ate the people that he killed.
He ate the turtle people?
No, he did not kill the turtle people. He ate the bounty hunters.
He ate the bounty hunters and the stormtroopers?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Wow.
Yeah.
So,
like, what else is he gonna eat?
so get this. He left when he was like a teenager to this planet, and he's been alone on his planet
for 10 years.
for 10 years. No girlfriend. Okay?
Yeah, I would be very sad.
Okay? What a loser this kid is. He's almost as bad as Luke.
No.
Luke never had a girlfriend.
Yeah,
his
and
only
he's
girlfriend was his sister. Okay?
Oh my God.
I think.
And he's dead.
Now who's worse?
The worst one?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The worst one is Luke. Luke is disgusting.
And Ezra thinks like Sabine's his sister, and he used to have the hots for her. So he's just like Luke.
Oh my God.
Actually, no, he's better than Luke.
He's better than Luke.
Yeah, well, yeah.
'Cause he
At
used-
least Sabine is not related to him. Okay.
At least Sabine, it didn't actually ever do anything with him.
No, they almost kissed. I think. One
Almost,
time.
but they never
I
did.
think almost.
They never
And-
did though.
first he was in love with her, then he stopped being in love
But
with
then
her.
one time he was in like one of the Inquisitor girls liked him too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then wasn't it another girl? Wasn't Leia in love with him one time?
She was only in one episode. I'm sure.
I think she had hots for
No,
him.
she didn't.
I don't know. I think she did.
You're saying that she has it for everybody.
I don't know. I know there was some other girl that liked him.
I know, right?
Maybe. I don't know. Whatever. So what's the next episode?
The next episode is Dreams and Madness. Hera talks to this guy.
Oh, is this the one where we see like Ezra is fighting with his Force Kung Fu?
Also,
Yeah.
you see a famous character.
Who? R2D2?
C-3PO.
Oh, yes, C-3PO, yeah. So, yeah, basically, the New Republic sucks.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Would you expect it not to suck?
Yeah, and Mon Mothma, she's just a waste.
Waste of time.
Okay? I thought she would, like, actually help Hera, but no.
Yeah, and then there's this other guy who doesn't care about anything.
Yeah. And,
He's like, oh, you're just using this for your
well,
personal
you know,
matter.
we
You're
do
a
find
dum-dum."
out that Leia is actually better leader than Mon Mothma.
Obviously, like, what
Okay.
did you expect?
She actually supports Hera.
Yes.
Hera.
You put Hera.
Hera? What's her name?
It's Hera.
Isn't that a Greek name?
Yes.
How come they have Greek names?
A name of a Greek goddess.
Yes,
Yeah,
why?
Wonder Woman says that all the time. Like, oh, great Hera.
Why does Star Wars have Greek names? Huh?
I don't know.
And why do they call Ahsoka a Ronin? A Ronin is a lone samurai.
Yeah, she's a lone samurai.
No, she's a Jedi.
Yeah, she's a samurai Jedi.
She's a samurai Jedi.
Yeah.
And in one of the movies, Han Solo says, "I'll see you in hell."
How does he know about that?
They have hell?
Literally, how does he know about
They
that?
should have said, "I'll see you on the dark side" or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like make up some name. If you can make up Peridia, then you can make up.
I'll
other
see you
names.
in the pith of the Mon Mothma's mouth or something.
What was mouth? What the heck?
I'll see you. It's the end.
What?
What? What's the end?
I'll see you to the end of Peridia.
But if they said that, then they would already know about Peridia.
Yeah, but they said Peridia is something they talk about in fairy tales.
Oh yeah.
So they know about it. They just never gone there.
Yeah, they can make up like so many names in their own language. I'm sure they can figure out different like.
Yeah.
Exactly. They can think of like Dathomir.
Oh,
Coruscant.
Dathomir could have been hell.
Exactly.
I'll see you in Dathomir. And then be like, what the hell is he talking about? Wait, what am I saying hell for then? Anyhow, what is this episode called again?
It's Dreams and Madness.
Why is it called that?
Nobody knows.
Shouldn't the Anakin episode been called Dreams and Madness?
Yes.
Okay, so whoever named these episodes really...
Whoever named the entirety of Star Wars needs
Okay,
help.
they need to
Okay.
fix this, okay?
Plot 8. The Jedi's the Witch and the what?
We're not up to that.
Okay.
Wait, are we up to that?
So,
We're not up to that.
in this episode, Ahsoka finally comes back to
Yeah.
this...
And she fights Balin's skull again.
Oh, yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Ezra gets a lightsaber.
No, he
No,
doesn't.
He doesn't.
No, he doesn't. He fights Forceful.
Forceful.
Yeah. And, yeah, so Balin fights Ahsoka, but then, he ends up just walking away.
Yeah, just walking away.
Yeah, and then in episode 8,
Wait,
The
okay.
It's
Jedi's
called-
the Witch,
The
the
Jedi,
what?
the Witch, and the Warrior.
No, the what?
it should
Warrior.
be called the Jedi Witch in the Wardrobe.
My wardrobe. Oh my god.
You get it?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Jedi's the Witch.
The lion, the something, the lion.
The Lion, the Witch in the Wardrobe.
Yeah.
The
The lion, the
Jedi-
something, the something.
The Jedi, the Witch.
I mean, I
The
guess.
Empire.
So, in this
The
episode,
Thrawn.
it's the big grand finale.
The air.
Yes. So,
Why does air sound like air?
You should be happy.
I don't
Ezra
get it.
gets his lightsaber in this one.
Yeah, and it's the blue one, not the green one.
And it's the same one that Kanan had.
Yeah, it's blue.
Yeah. And what also happens? Oh, yeah. Sabine finally displays her.
Force powers.
Which was, a given. They were teasing it the whole season.
Literally the entire season.
We all knew it was going to happen in the last episode, right?
Yes.
It's like all the time she tried to use it and it didn't work. I was like, of course it's going to happen. Like, as soon
They're
as...
so predictable.
It was like, I knew it was going to happen when she's about to get killed or something. Or when she's about to save somebody.
Get stabbed. Oh no.
I was like,
gonna die.
I was just predicting that from the beginning.
Exactly.
She
can't pull a teacup in her hand, but she can save Ezra.
Yes, she can push him.
Yes.
From a mile away, it looks like.
Yes. But she can't put a small teacup that's literally an
But
inch away
she also
into her hand.
She also picked up the lightsaber.
Yeah, that's the first thing that she did.
Right. Alright. So now, they get attacked. Their ship gets destroyed. They gotta go to the ship before Thrawn leaves them.
And then he leaves them.
And,
The zombies.
And then the Dathomir sisters give Elizabeth Morgan Le Fay.
Morgan Le Fay.
Oh, that would have been a better name.
Exactly, right?
Ice.
But then it'd be more reason to think
Morgan Le Dark.
Then
Morgan Le Dark.
And they'll give
Morgan Le Dathomir.
ice sword.
Ice sword.
It wasn't an ice sword. It was,
It was
a
a
flame.
fire sword.
It's a fire sword, lady.
Lady. You're a lady now.
Yo,
Hi, lady.
it was a fire sword. Okay, the same fire sword that they used in Clone Wars.
No, the same fire sword they used in Hiccup. How to Train a Dragon.
No, this
You
is
know
different.
nothing about Clone Wars. I mean, you saw the last 2 seasons, but
I forgot the whole thing.
Exactly. I mean, so did we.
It's been a while. It's been a while. And so it's Ahsoka versus Morgan, and then we also get to see the zombie night troopers.
The bad guys.
And Sabine almost turned into a zombie.
Yeah, and
bad guys
and they
listen
took
to
them
the
a
good
while
guys.
to figure out that you have to chop their heads off.
Yeah, which is like Zombie 101.
Yeah,
The bad guys.
I guess they don't
lose,
get Walking Dead in space.
And the good guys.
Oh, that should have
win.
been the name of the episode, Walking Dead in Space.
Yeah,
Imagine.
Walking space.
Walking Space.
they should do like a horror Star Wars episode.
Or maybe Floating Space.
There was an episode
I
of
mean,
Bad Batch
Floating
that was
Dead.
kind of like a horror movie.
Floating dead.
Yeah, Floating Dead. I said Floating
No.
Space first.
The Space
How does
Dead.
Space flow.
The Space Dead.
The
Yeah, because
Oh, I know why you call it floating now. Because they're
Yeah.
in space.
yeah,
They don't walk.
At first, I
No,
said
the
floating
freezing
space.
dead.
Float. The space can't float.
What?
I called it floating space.
Okay, you're weird. Okay.
I didn't say the right thing. I was supposed to say floating dead.
Okay. So, Ahsoka and Sabine gets left behind.
Yeah, because they had to be heroes. And we had to be left behind.
And Balin and Shin didn't do anything.
Yeah,
but
Shin doesn't deserve
Apparently,
to live.
Balin has found the statue of the father and the mother and the lady in the
What
lake.
are the lady and the lady?
Lady in the lake or something like that or something. I don't
Lady
know.
in the lake. What?
And
It's the father, the daughter, and the son.
And the
It's like the
mother.
3 of us.
The
guess.
father.
I guess. All right. And
mother.
so
You're Sith, and I'm
okay.
and I'm Jedi.
Overall, what did you give this show?
I give this
3
3 thumbs up. Sabine could have been better.
Yeah.
They
And
could
not by just better, she could have been more.
Ezra's hair and beard could have been better.
Sabine's hair.
And the
So
beard.
what do you give what grade?
I said 3 thumbs up.
3, because of the beard.
I give it 3.5. I liked it a little bit better than you guys. Because it's way better than some of the other shows. And way better than the new movies.
Oh, you got that right.
Yeah. So,
I'm giving that
1 thumbs up.
Okay, and we're looking forward to a season 2, right, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
You could have done 4 thumbs down for that.
Yeah.
It's possible, you know.
Okay, we're gonna be having a special guest with us on the show, so listen a little more, and you're gonna see Marco Mazzola from Entertainment Rants. He's gonna be coming on to the show to talk about Ahsoka. All right. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, Rayon.
Yep.
All right. So check this out.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for checking out the Entertainment Rants podcast. I am your host, Marco Mazzola. Join me every week as myself and my fellow ranters bring you everything from the world of pop culture, film, TV, music, and more. We discuss and rant about everything from the 80s to today. We hope that you enjoy what you hear. If you do, drop us a line at engage@entertainmentrants.com, and please feel free to leave us a review at Entertainment Rants on Apple Podcasts. Thank you, and keep ranting.
I'm here with Marco Mazzola again, and it's been a while.
Been too long, way too long.
Yeah,
What's going on?
every time you're on the show, I always have like the biggest ratings on
Really?
the episode. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's
You're
awesome.
like
I like
a
to hear that.
superstar.
I like to hear that. You guys have been doing some kick butt stuff over there. Some crazy new sponsors, all kinds of stuff happening over there with you guys.
I mean, we try.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Kids are doing well, the wife's doing well, everybody's doing good. Good, I'm glad to
Yeah,
hear that.
I'm not doing well because the kids are now in 3 different schools. So in the morning, it's a madhouse to get them all
That's crazy.
in different spots, and then afternoon time, I'm like, oh my gosh,
That's great. I got the one. It's one drop off and I'm done after work.
I know.
That's crazy.
As you can see, I'm like getting grazed all over.
It's a lot of dad's taxi. I hear you.
I know.
That's crazy.
But at least we find time to enjoy things like watching Star Wars, right?
Yes, and boy, are we ever enjoying it now.
Yes. Now, I got to say this. Now, how would you, before we even talk about the show, how would you rank Ahsoka compared to the other Star Wars shows that are out?
I mean, honestly, I love Mando, so it's right up there for the first 2 seasons of Mando.
Mhm,
Season 3 was a little lackluster. So
Right.
it's definitely better than season 3. I loved a lot of what they did with Ahsoka. And we'll get into it, but I because I watched Rebels, because I watched, Clone Wars, it was an easy in for me. You probably heard our episode when our first episode of Ahsoka, and Mila was complaining because if you haven't watched those, it's a lot of references to the old material.
There's so many like videos on YouTube. You can do a recap pretty easy.
Yeah, you can. And Mila's not one for that. God love her. She barely listens to our show, so let alone other stuff like that. But and she's busy with college, so you can't really blame her. But I loved it because I've seen all the other stuff, so I get the references and things like that. Although there was something definitely at the end of this one with Balin that I don't think I got quite enough of what he was doing, but some just to see what happens. But so as far as the ranking goes, it's up there for me. It's up there right along with season 1 of Mando. It was a lot of fun. I love Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. It's kind of one of those perfectly matched actors and things like that. So I think Filoni's doing the good work over there. You know what I mean? He knows his Star Wars.
Even the worst Star Wars shows, I would say even I would put like Boba Fett in there, right? There was still good stuff in there,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
I would say,
hey, it's
overall,
Star Wars.
That's still better than the new trilogy for me. Okay, I can't.
But I mean, I can't hate on the new trilogy. I wasn't a Last Jedi fan. I can't say I was a fan, but I'm a Star Wars fan.
Yes.
And it's not so much I'll take what I can get, but I've enjoyed it, and I can enjoy pretty much anything except for the Nolan trilogy Batman. I can enjoy just about anything.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with it. I think, could there be better things done with it? Could we go in better directions? Sure. But I'll take Star Wars when I can get Star Wars. Larry was commenting on a post and somebody was just like, Disney, since Disney's had Star Wars, they haven't had anything good with it. And he replied, he's just like, listen, Lucas had it for 25, 30 years. He didn't do anything with it. He did nothing. So at least they're doing something.
Well,
they're giving something. They're trying. They're putting things out there.
I think he was not ready to do more stuff because I don't think he was ready to, like, the technology wasn't ready for him yet.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but yeah, the technology wasn't ready in '76 either.
Yeah.
To '77, but he made it happen. He made it
Right.
work.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
he reworked it
And he was
100
busy with
times.
other things.
But it's like how many
Yeah.
decades went by before he said, "Okay, let's do the prequels," and then he didn't get
Right.
around to doing a sequel. Somebody else did it, but
Yeah.
and there's so much stuff. And the hardest part for any Star Wars fan is, deciphering what was canon and what's not canon, the
Right.
legacy stuff. Let's
Right.
throw that out. We're gonna keep this. And now with Ahsoka,
Have
some of the
you
stuff people thought maybe wasn't canon is canon,
yeah.
or
Have
it
you
is,
read
but you have
some
to read
of
the
the
books.
Legends stuff?
Yeah, I mean a while ago, but yeah,
Yeah,
I
Heir to
did.
the Empire, read that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Audiobook. Listen to it on
Yeah.
audiobook. But
I
yes.
did too. Yeah.
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 That's a lot of ways I consume
Mm-hmm.
books, and I just got the Patrick Stewart one. Just downloaded that. I haven't started it yet, but I'm excited to get into that one.
Right. Yeah.
His autobiography, his Make It So book that he did. It's
Yes,
gonna be great.
I
and
saw
and he
an ad for
narrated
that.
it too. So who
Yeah.
doesn't want to listen to Patrick Stewart for 7 hours?
Right.
But
So let's get into the nitty gritty of this.
All right, let's do
entire
it.
show. Okay. I still feel like we still didn't get a proper backstory on a lot of characters, and I know a lot of times Star Wars does this, like they jump right into the story.
Yeah.
And they try to fill it up with like maybe like books or like comics or whatever.
Yeah.
As a Rebels fan, I was still lost in the beginning.
Which part?
When did this happen? When did they ever train together?
Right.
Yeah. And then
that was in there.
Yeah.
I don't remember which part, but it was definitely in there. But it was nice to see. And then, she had left her the way Anakin had left her, and she decided not to do that again. You know what I mean? She's like, I'm not gonna repeat the same mistake.
Right.
So that was kind of cool.
Also, we never saw how Hu Yang even survived the purge. I thought everything that was like Jedi related was destroyed. How did he survive? There's a lot of storylines there. That
he's like 10,000 years old. Like,
yeah,
original.
Yeah,
like he's an OG. Like he's older than Yoda. I saw something
Old
online.
Republic, I think. Yeah,
he is very old. Like I was reading something online. And he went through the list. He wasn't top of the list. It's something before him, but he was only like third down the list of like in the order of like when things were created or born or whatever.
Right.
So he's like way before Yoda and way before a lot of things that we recognize regularly.
Right.
As a casual Star Wars fan, like of Yoda, who certain characters are. You don't know the older stuff and the Old Republic stuff, but you know the new stuff. And he comes way before. I didn't know he came way before them.
Yeah,
so that was really
there's
cool.
a theory online that says that all of the movies are actually told from his point of view.
Right,
he's telling it to younglings in the future. Yeah.
Which is always cool. Like I like when they take a little different thing, different like that, because he hit us with a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. I thought that was kind of a nice nod and kind of cool.
Yeah. Now, the thing with Sabine, she was, in my opinion, the entire season, she felt very annoying.
Yeah.
I don't
meant to be that way,
or the writing. I don't know. Something just felt off with her character.
I always default to the writing when it comes to stuff like that. Like she's basically, here's what you do it. And then, actors make their choices and things like that. But if it's not going to jive, especially with somebody like Filoni, if it's not going to jive, they can make them redo it.
Right.
That's not the character. I think he's got a vision for the whole story arc, the characters, whatever, because a lot of these ones he created between Clone Wars and Rebels, I think he's got a very clear vision as to what he wants. If somebody was trying to like pull off something he wasn't jiving with, he'd just make him redo it again.
Right.
So I think maybe if you're feeling that, personally, I struggled with her as well, but I think you're kind of meant to. Like she's one of those characters where she's she's not doing what you want her to do. She's not getting what she wants. And so she's kind of whiny about everything. I want the Force. I should be better at using the Force, but I'm not. And I kind of suck at it. And but she's her own like block. She's her own mental block when it comes to it, until, of course, spoiler alert, the end of the season when she able to yank the lightsaber. She was
still the same character she was 10 years ago in Rebels.
I mean, right? Because this is just what, season 5?
Yes,
basically four seasons of Rebels.
Yeah,
so this was season 5 of Rebels, which is basically
after what she's been through. I thought she would be a little bit more hard edged.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought so too.
Yeah.
But no. I mean, how she ever came back from that lightsaber wound, I don't know. But
Yeah.
hey, stranger things have happened. Give
Right.
her, maybe she met up with Boba Fett and jumped in the back to tank with him.
Well, it's been a while since Qui-Gon got killed. Medical technology has gotten
Yeah,
better.
definitely. It
Yeah.
clearly has. But yeah, I mean, and I was happy with the results and the way that they went with it, with the
Right.
story itself.
Yeah.
I loved obviously Ahsoka's arc through this
Yes.
first season. You know
Yes.
what I mean? She kind of really became what she was meant to be, and she was,
Yeah.
she was white Ahsoka, right? Instead of a
Right. Right.
white,
Mm-hmm.
a white wizard, she became
You're
white
right.
as a white Jedi. So that was kind of cool. She went from the gray to the white. That was nice. So all she needed to do was basically die
One
and
thing,
come
yeah.
back, much like Gandalf.
Mm-hmm. One thing I was a little bit disappointed was with Ezra. I felt like he was a little bit too happy-go-lucky, especially being in that situation for so long. I wanted him to be like, Marlon Brando from Apocalypse Now. When they found him, like he
Yeah,
was like,
a little bit more
worshipped as a
miserable.
god or something by these
Yeah,
little turtle things or something.
yeah. And yeah, a little bit more hard edged than he was.
Right.
Like he obviously was surviving there with these turtle creatures with Thrawn like looming over the entire
Right.
time. Like Thrawn's on the same planet. He's not that far away. He's
Right.
looming the entire time with his, basically his zombie stormtroopers, which we saw that all coming. Obviously, we knew that was going to
Mm-hmm.
happen, but I thought that was still cool the way they pulled that off.
Actually, I did love that aspect. It was like Walking Dead meets
Yeah,
Star
I mean,
Wars.
it's canon, so it's
Yes.
nice to see that they, and I think that's one thing
And they
Filoni does
actually
really
did something
well.
different with the mythology a little bit.
Yep, yep,
Because I thought the
yeah,
new movies kind of was like a little stagnant in terms of like,
yeah.
yeah.
And I liked Force Awakens, but it was just a New Hope rehash with a
Right.
female character.
Right.
So I was like, you could have gone. And I know that was not Lucas's direction that he was going to originally go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Got
Yeah.
what we got, and yeah, you could look at them and find, some good things about them. And I think Daisy Ridley did a fair job. I didn't love every character that they put in there. I thought Finn was super whiny. Um, and then
Yeah.
as an actor, like on the side, I thought he got even whinier, but like it is what it is,
Yeah.
I just
Well,
it's just
even
tough.
my daughter used to love those movies, but after, she saw those movies first, but
Mhm.
afterwards she saw the originals and these new shows, and now she's like convinced that, the Ray movies are like they should be erased.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's interesting because obviously that's always a question.
Right.
A new trilogy with her first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I always say, bring it back to Batman. That Nolan verse stuff was somebody's first, so
Right.
they love it. They grew up watching that. They didn't see the Keaton stuff. They obviously didn't see the Adam West stuff. That's their first introduction to the character in the movie format. So those are the ones you hold true, right? Because I love the Adam West stuff. Michael Keaton, he's always my Batman because I was at 14, right? 14 when it came out, so I was prime age.
Yeah.
To be that's my Batman that I imprint with. So the new stuff was always like, although I love the Ben Affleck stuff, just in crappy movies, awesome Batman. So she liked the new ones until she saw the originals. And most kids, especially the original trilogy, where the tech is so low tech and the visuals is so low visual tech, they're like, this is granddaddy's video. This is granddaddy's movies. You know what I mean? Dad watched
I try to
but
make
the
them
fact that they
see.
turned it around and
Yeah.
loved them, that's awesome.
I try to make them see old movies. I don't want them to be always like, because some of their friends, when I talk to some of their friends, they're like, they don't watch anything more than 10 years old.
I know. I do the same thing to Mila. I do the same thing to Mila with the show. All right, you're watching the show from the 80s. If you've recently, it's just been like a steady slide of 80s movies.
I recently got them to watch Back to the Future. They loved all three.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Those movies are timeless.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I hope they never remake them.
No.
Every once in a while I hear grumblings, but he's always said that Robert Zemeckis always said as long as he's drawing breath, they won't remake. He won't let them remake those movies. So hopefully after he passes, they still hold true to that and don't bother remaking them. I feel like the executives are just waiting and put the mirror under his nose. Is he still with us? Because we got scripts ready to go.
And Shin.
Yes.
I felt they were a little bit left off on the side and
underused, especially in the last two episodes. Especially the last episode, the worst. But
I don't know if that has anything to do with the actor dying. Maybe they left some stuff in the cutting room floor.
I don't know. I didn't, I don't know because I don't remember timeline. right?
Yeah.
When was the movie? When was the show in the can before
Right.
and then he passed? It's like, okay, what do we have to do with it? Because even at the end of the series, or the end of the season, excuse me, it still looks like he has more to do. Like he's
Right.
not done. Like
Right.
we're gonna see more, but obviously now we
And
can't with him. It has
did
to be
that
somebody else.
statue look exactly like him? Or was it
Yes,
just
but
like,
it's somebody. It's something else. I saw something online today where there's like from
it's based
Rebels.
on there was an episode, a 2-part episode or 3-part episode in Clone Wars
That's right. It was
called
Clone Wars. Yeah, that was a
the
lot of
Mortis
seasons.
arc.
Yeah, that was a lot of seasons to go back
Yeah.
to in a while ago.
That's a pretty good couple episodes because
Yeah.
you actually get to see where the Force was created.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
that's
it was a daughter, the father, and the son. And the daughter became that owl that's always around Ahsoka.
which we saw that at the end. Yeah.
Right. But I mean, are they hinting that Balin is the father?
I don't know. Like, hopefully, obviously they continue it, and that's the question everybody has. Are they going to do a season 2? Because they haven't announced it.
Right.
Are
And
they
I
going
feel if they do a
to
season
somehow?
2, will it be all set in Peridia?
No, I think we have to deal with some of the Thrawn stuff. I mean, but the
un-
problem is that they're
unless
going to
Mando's gonna
split
be
it.
covering that.
Yeah, well, that was the question I think everybody had. Is this going to kind of lead into the next Mando season? Because
Mhm.
now he's kind of dealing with the Outer Rim
Yeah.
stuff, right? He's bounty hunting
Mhm.
basically on the Outer Rim. He's keeping. So, are we going to just see that in season 4 or whatever of Mando? And then we know that Filoni, I think he was greenlit to do a movie.
Right.
So that's going to kind of everything. Maybe they'll all lead into, including Boba Fett, and everything will just kind of they'll all gather up in a movie
Right.
to defeat Thrawn.
Right. And
That's
thing,
my only guess.
yeah.
That's the only thing I can say.
Another thing we never saw, we never saw Ahsoka actually first meeting Luke. It's the thing I hated was that
Right, just jumped into the fact she already knew him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like
It would
that.
be nice to kind of get that introduction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sure they feel like they don't need it, but I could use it, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
I like seeing stuff like that. I like
That's
to
the
see
thing with
legacy
Star Wars.
characters.
They never like to do flashbacks.
No, they don't, and I think they also have a hard time with in some ways mixing legacy characters with the newer characters, right?
Mhm.
And and one of the things in the trilogy, which was a huge miss, was Luke and Leia and Han never being back
Oh my God.
together.
That was the thing that made me hate that series so much.
Yeah, that really I mean, even Luke and Leia really technically weren't in the same room together.
Yeah.
It was the spirit.
And
You know what I mean?
even Mark Hamill mentioned that.
Yeah.
How can you do this movie and not have the original 3 together?
Yeah, at least at some point. Then maybe split and do what they have to do, but at least
Yeah.
get back together one more time. You know what I mean? Like that was, I think that was huge.
Even
and I
as
know
a
he said the
writer
same thing,
or as
like
a
they
creator,
weren't there with him when he
how did
died.
they think that was not a good idea?
I mean, there was a misses, right? You not only do you not have Luke and Leia there when Han dies, it's just Chewie, which okay, it's fair, it's Chewie.
Right.
As long as somebody from the original trilogy was there when the man dies. Otherwise, I think everybody would have flipped the movie screens. But then to me, the biggest misses, they get back and Leia hugs Rey and not Chewie just walks by her like, the hell with you, lady. I don't know who are you? I don't know you. And he just keeps on stepping. Like, really? Yeah. I mean, if it were me, I think Leia would go to Chewie first.
Right.
They're the ones with the history. She's known Rey for about 5 minutes.
And I hated the whole Palpatine reveal that she's a Palpatine.
Oh, saw that coming a mile away. That was awful.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted her to be like related to Luke or somebody.
Even Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah,
because he has a brother. Because he has a brother, and like you never. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it could have been somewhere along the Kenobi. She could have been a Kenobi. Yeah. I think she should have been somewhere down the line. Like
I heard that
brother or something.
That was a plan. I think Daisy Ridley said that in an interview recently.
So why would they have changed it? I don't think having the Palpatine stuff.
I guess they wanted the big twist.
And then she had to decide to be a Skywalker.
Right.
Yeah, you don't really get to decide to be a Skywalker. I like the reels and the memes. Like Anakin comes down, he's like, no, you don't get.
Yeah. Now, back to Ahsoka. Now you had Shin.
Yeah.
I felt that if you listen to the audio of Heir to the Empire, there was a character called Mara Jade.
Yeah.
Okay. And I thought this would have been the perfect way to actually introduce her into the storyline. She could have been that character.
Yes. I mean, depending on what they end up doing with her, right? Because I think if you don't do right by Mara Jade, people will flip the screen because she's a
Right.
very loved character. She married to Luke.
Right.
I think people would just lose their mind if you don't treat that character with total respect. I mean, he kind of just like ditched her at the end of the series.
Right.
She's just like
Right.
there, and she holds up her lightsabers with the other, the people.
What is she going to be, the leader of those bandits now?
For what? Like, for where's that going? You know what I mean? Like, that made no sense to me. The ending of as much as I loved this season, the ending was it left a little bit in some of the cases. Some of the aspects left a little bit to be desired,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of now Ahsoka and Sabine are stuck there. All right, we got to figure out how they get back. Obviously, they have to get back to the regular universe at some point.
I'm sure they're going to probably do something with like the world between worlds or something like that.
Yeah, they got to do something, right? Or they, I don't know if they'll find the Purgles again or something like that, but they were pretty messed up. Yeah, who knows if they're ever coming back.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll find some gateway or something. I don't know. Or maybe Hera will find them.
Yeah.
But there's a new show called Skeleton Crew about a ship going into the unknown regions. So maybe that's going to tie into that.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many ways they can go with it as long as they keep giving Filoni the reins. I think they just need to just suck it up and let him. Yeah, they basically need to give him the reins to it all. He needs to be there. Kevin
and Favreau.
Feige.
I think Favreau.
Yeah, Favreau too. I think so. I think Filoni a little bit more. I think Favreau was a good producer. I think Filoni has a little bit more direction in terms of Star Wars. He's been doing it longer. He's obviously with Rebels and Clone Wars. He was really entrenched in it, and I think he knows the world a little bit better. But I think he should be there. Kevin Feige, if you will, for the Star Wars stuff, and they need to get rid of Kathleen Kennedy. She needs to just go. Yeah. I mean, and it's not even that she should go. I've always said that, like, she doesn't need to go. She needs to get out of their way.
I don't think she has a vision.
No, she has no vision whatsoever.
No.
She needs to get out of their way. I think what she's good at, and she's always been good at, is being a producer or executive producer who can find the money. She's great at finding the money, getting the talent. Oh, we want this person. Go get them. And she's good at that. She's been good at that since she was working with Lucas and Spielberg since way back, since the Indiana Jones days. And then she, worked her way up. Who knows how well or how she did that? I'm not going to say that on your show. My show will say it all day long. But she doesn't have a vision on the actual what happens in the movies or the shows. That she needs to get her hands out of.
I think this is how I predict every meeting that she has. Okay, she looks at the script. Okay, we need a girl power moment in this episode. No, in every episode.
Yeah, and I'm okay with certain things
and
like
in every movie,
as long as it doesn't feel forced. As long as it doesn't feel forced.
It does feel forced a lot of times.
Right. If it feels forced, then it's useless. It's it's like Infinity War when they all kind of walked at the camera, like, all right, that was clearly a setup. It made no sense. You know what I mean? Like, all right, that was a clear girl power moment. And I'm fine with that, but it just seemed very forced and not useful. You know what I mean? So it kind of degrades it more than empowers. So I think you're right. I think she gets in there, and like a lot of executives, whether it's DC, Marvel, Warner, they have to put their stink on it to justify their job.
Right.
I'm sitting at the table with people who are way smarter than me about the material we're talking about, not in business, not in general. She's a great business person. Like I said, she knows how to get the money. She can bring in the talent. She knows she has tons of connections. Stick with that. The vision and what needs to happen, keep your hand out of that. You have no clue what you're talking about. Let the people who are invested in this and want to make a good product, let them do their job. But she has to justify her job by giving notes. This is what we need to, and everybody's just like, what do we do? She's
and you notice every time they have a creator that comes on, there's always like a creative differences going on.
Yeah,
they have to leave.
Definitely, absolutely. So which I think that has a lot to do with it. I think they personally, they never say it, but I have a feeling they butt heads with her.
Right.
That would be my guess. Is they butt heads with her. They want to do something, and she doesn't want to do it. Yeah, she wants to do her own way, and then they're like, yeah, this isn't going to work, and I'm not going to put my name on this crap hole of a thing you're about to make your way, because you have no clue. And I would too.
So what are your predictions for season 2, if there is one?
There's a season 2. I think we're gonna get a little bit more of the Thrawn threat. I'd like to see Ezra do some more stuff, stepping up and getting the gang together. Now that he's back with Hera, and I don't know. I mean, I'd love that
I'd love to see
C-3PO
him
showed up.
like
That was
meet
great.
Hondo one more time.
Yep. I love that C-3PO showed up. I thought that was fun. I thought that was a good little pull in because obviously, and they not that they couldn't have done Leia. Obviously, they can just CG her ass in there, but
I'd love to see Ezra meet Luke.
Yes, exactly. See, now we have to get that stuff going on. Luke's out there. He's starting the Jedi stuff again. He's building the temple.
And I think they should be the same age.
Yes, and Kylo Ren is young.
He's probably like 5 or 6.
Yeah, it's that
old.
stuff when he's just about to become under Luke's tutelage. So we might get some of that stuff in there. If they do, that would be awesome to see that.
Have a little kid give the stink eye.
But you're definitely going to get some crossovers. You definitely get some, like she went to Mando's show. He'll pop in, you know what I mean? Like, and I think that's fine because that's like, to me, that's like what they do over at Marvel, right? They introduce into other things, and it's a big, huge connected universe. It's not just, Mando's over here, Ahsoka's over here, Boba Fett's over here. They're all in the same timeline, so they should cross paths. I know it's a huge galaxy, but they can cross paths.
I hope they actually like explain what the hell the Knights of Ren were, because I still don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely in legacy stuff. Like you go back and you can read about it, but who has time? Because there's a lot. They
like hyped them up like the Knights of Ren,
and they did nothing. Nothing. They were useless, and they got their butt handed to them almost immediately.
Yeah. I don't get it. And I hope that we don't see like a young Snoke show up or something.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a clone, right? He's just a failed clone, and there was a bunch of them, right? Like we saw with Gideon and Mando, with Moff Gideon, all the bunch of failed.
And I'm sure
Snokes.
That's not the last we see of Moff Gideon. I'm sure like there's a
it's wait, you didn't see a body, he ain't dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't see a body, bro, he ain't dead.
They'll bring them all back for this movie.
Yeah. and it might not even be him. He had cloning technology. It could be a clone of him,
right?
That he had stored somewhere, and the clone just comes back. You know what I mean? And it's him all over again. So, and it's cool because I like Giancarlo Esposito anyway. I like him as an actor. I think he was great, obviously in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. He's great on The Boys. Like I enjoy him and I enjoy his work. So I would like to see him more.
Well, he's always good. Yeah,
he's always good. He's top notch actor. So yeah, it's fun to watch him on screen.
So have you got your kid to get like into Star Wars yet?
No, he's only 3, so he's on Paw Patrol.
Oh,
it's Paw Patrol 24/7.
My little baby is into Star Wars right now.
I'm gonna try. There's some like little kid Star Warsy stuff.
Yes,
like
the Jedi Adventures,
something like that. Yeah, so there's probably something like that. I'll see if he likes. He's so into Paw Patrol right now.
My kid's into Paw Patrol too.
It's wake up Paw Patrol, go to sleep Paw Patrol. It's night and day. He's gonna be Marshall for Halloween.
It's 1,000 seasons too.
There is. Although I gotta say, I was talking about Amy about it. It's better than PJ Masks. He was into PJ Masks.
I don't know. I think they're on par.
Nah, PJ Masks was, and I know it's completely off topic, but PJ Masks was relentless. That every single episode was exactly the same. They go, somebody doesn't want to work together with the team, and they have to learn the power of teamwork. Every episode, it's kind of like 16 seasons in, and these 3 idiots can't figure out that teamwork needs to happen, and they have to figure out like along the way.
Spidey show too. They have.
Oh, at least with Paw Patrol, they're all in the team from the moment they get going. Like, yeah, we're a team. We're gonna do this as a team. Let's go.
Yeah,
go team, go. They're the PJ Masters is like, no, I'm gonna do this alone. No, I'm gonna do this. No, you got to work together the team. Like, oh my god,
this is
17 seasons. Figure it out. Will you?
A lot of PJ Masks. Yeah,
but at least in Paw Patrol, you see adults. And PJ Masks, the town is deserted other than these 3 kids and some villains. Like, where is everybody? I know it's nighttime, but where is everybody?
Yeah,
it's insane.
Why, who comes up with these ideas too? Yeah,
I don't know, but they're richer than I am. That's for sure.
Well, that's true.
Thing is insane. I just bought my kids a bunch of books for Paw Patrol, like a stack of like 12 and a bunch.
I got the whole like the race car like Paw Patrol set. You know.
Yeah, we'll get there. Yeah, he sees those things, his eyes just bug. You know, but he'll get the Star Wars, and I still have my old action figures, my original 77 and 80s action figures. They're in my C-3PO case.
Yeah, that's worth a lot of money.
I know. Eventually, I'll end up giving them to him. I regret years ago I sold my GI Joe. I had a couple hundred GI Joe. I had all of them for like the first like 12 or 13 like series that they made. into the 80s. And then I just ended up selling to a friend of mine who's a huge collector. But now it's like, crap. Friend of mine just found his, my buddy that used to play with him all the time.
Yeah.
He found his to give to his 2 kids, and he replaced all the O-rings, those rubber bands that would hold them together in the torso.
Well, speaking of G.I. Joe, Marek, whatever his name was, they hyped him up too, and that was nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sam Wentworth, where's his name?
Yeah.
What's his name? Yeah, he's awesome too. He's a great actor. He's been in a ton of stuff, and just nothing.
Yeah.
I was hoping he'd be more something.
That seems like a tradition with Star Wars. They always hype up these no-name characters, and they end up being nothing.
Yeah. No, absolutely. They just got taken out. I mean, I don't know.
Well, that I think that's it for this episode.
Yeah, well, you got 3 minutes left on the record. So
yeah. So it was great talking to you. I mean, it was great catching up with you. Yeah. And we got to have you on again.
Definitely. You know me, anytime.
Loki's coming up soon.
Yes, Loki's coming up. You got to watch Continental. Have you seen all 4 John Wick movies?
Oh, yes. I just saw the 4th one recently.
So we're going to do Continental this weekend. We're going to record. I think we're probably going to drop our Ahsoka one first and then drop the Continental the week after. Depends what the group wants to do. And then, because I got to finish watching that. That looks amazing. Love the you probably heard our John Wick Gush Fest. I mean, that was ridiculous. I got Bruno's birthday is coming up in a couple of days, so I got him the Ironsmith makes a card, looks like a credit card, and it's a Continental like admission membership card,
cool.
metal engraved, but it's a letter opener too, so one corner is like really sharp. You could slice somebody's throat wide open with the damn thing. He's like, this is going right in the wallet. Yeah, so it's gonna be pretty awesome. So if I
get one of those coins too,
they have a ton of the coins. They have the Baba Yaga coin, they have the Blood Oath coin, they have a ton of them at Ironsmith. Check them out. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So if I could recommend to anybody, definitely watch Ahsoka. Awesome season. Can't wait for the next one. And go watch Continental if you've already watched the John Wick stuff.
Yeah. They should get the fight choreographers from John Wick to do like Star Wars.
Yeah, because we talked about that on our show. You probably heard that. Like, it's just the one thing that lacked was the lightsabers. The last couple episodes were better.
The last episode was pretty good, yeah.
But even Ahsoka's stuff in his very last one with what's her name with Inosanto's daughter, really wasn't fantastic.
Yeah,
and it's hard to compare because obviously when you look at it from Clone Wars, she's a lightning, she's all over the place.
Yes,
it's a live person. It's it's kind of hard, but and I can't believe they busted up her lightsaber. But I mean, she'll get it back.
Yang is there; they can fix it up again.
Yeah, they'll get a new one. So yeah, I thought that was cool. But I definitely hope for the next season that the lightsaber fighting gets a little bit picked up.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Well, thank you again.
Of course, my friend. Anytime.
Yeah, and everybody should check out Entertainment Rants. Every Monday and Thursday, right?
No, just Tuesdays.
Oh, Tuesdays. Yes,
just Tuesday. Every Tuesdays. Yes. Every Tuesday.
Tuesday. Now, sometimes you do two a week.
One. The music theater, the North Shore Music Theater. We'll do a special car ride home episode.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's it for us.
Thank you again. Friend. Thank you.
All right. Bye.